Interesting. Engine play. What a good day. Oh yeah. Even more lands. Like we needed that. Next up we have Llanowar Visionary. This is really, really cool. It's a 2/2 when it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and we can tap it to add a green mana source. Invigorating Surge, instant speed, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control, and then double the amount of +1/+1s on that creature. Glowstone Recluse, a mutate creature. It's a 2/3 with reach organically, mutate for 4, so a little bit more expensive. Whenever this creature mutates, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Garruk's Uprising, a little bit more of a theme here with the Garruk. An enchantment, when it enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control also will all have trample. And whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under our control, we'll also draw a card. So moving on, we do have the Gemrazer's mutate ability for 3. However, the creature is our first 4-drop with reach, trample 4/4, and whenever it mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Guardian Project, this is a staple of any green Brawl deck. An enchantment, whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature in your graveyard or in play, draw a card. So it's singleton, so this is always going to be triggering as long as it's non-token. Predatory Wurm, vigilance 4/4, gets +2/+2 as long as we control a Garruk Planeswalker. So it's 6/6 with vigilance for 4, not so bad. Arasta of the Endless Web, 3/5 with reach. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. I absolutely love that. Nullhide Ferox for 4, 6/6 hexproof. You can't cast non-creature spells is the key component here, so make sure that you're done, with any instances of sorceries, artifacts, enchantments, that kind of shenanigans before you play your Nullhide Ferox. You can pay 2 to have it lose all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability if a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard the Ferox, put it into the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. And this card actually used to see a lot of play, even in Standard, if you could believe it. Questing Beast, now this is what we see in Standard. A 4/4 with Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste, can't be blocked with creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target Planeswalker that opponent controls as well. Anywho, we have Shifting Ceratops, a 5/4, can't be countered, protection from blue, pay 1, give it trample, reach, or haste until end of turn. Vivian Arcbow Ranger, another legendary planeswalker, 4 loyalty, +1, put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 2 creatures. So if you pick 2, they each get 1. If you pick 1, it can have 2, right? -3, target creature you control deals combat damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. It's not a fight, so it's just dealing damage, so you don't have to worry about how much damage it will deal to you. -5, you may choose a creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, put it into your hand. That's not applicable in Brawl, so don't worry about it. On to our 5-drops, Cavalier of Thorns, 5/6 reach. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, put a land card into the battlefield, and the rest into our graveyard. And then when it dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another target card from your graveyard on top of your library. Vivian, Monster's Advocate, 3 loyalty planeswalker, static ability. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature spells from the top of your library, which is very beneficial. +1, create a 3/3 green beast with either reach, trample, or vigilance. -2, whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost and put it into the battlefield, which is pretty crazy. Of course, we have Nissa, who shakes the world, 5 loyalty, static ability. Whenever you tap a forest, add an additional green mana source. +1, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it, it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature token with vigilance and haste, and it's still a land. Could I go any faster, right? -8, you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. Elder Gargaroth, this is a 6/6 with vigilance, reach, and trample. Whenever it attacks or blocks, choose 1 3/3 green creature token, a 3 life gain, or drawing a card. So that's a lot of fun. Garruk's Greathorn, a little bit more theme here for you, a 7/3 vanilla card for 5. It's just really nice to be able to defend against some of those bigger creatures. Of course, for 9, we have to have the Great Henge in a green deck. It costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, so we're not going to be casting it for 9. It's always going to be reduced. We can tap it to add 2 green mana source and gain 2 life. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card, so that's very dope. We've got Castle Garenbrig in play, right? We're tapping it for 5 to add 6 mana, so a little bit of extended ramp, 20 forest, and a command tower just because it looks pretty. Not that we need it. It could have just been, you know, a green forest, right? So that's that. In all honesty, it probably should because we're using Nissa, but I just always like to include the command tower and arcane signet in every Brawl deck that I do. And in every green Brawl deck, you're going to get the Guardian Project in there as well. So that was the deck list. We're getting pretty good at rifling through these cards, believe it or not. Let's begin to break down some of the strategies, synergies that we're going to find within this mono green Stompy Brawl deck. Now, before we get into that, I want to remind you that Brawl is singleton, so the consistency of said strategy or synergy is not always there. The matches vary greatly just because there's not 4 of a kind. So, you know, you have to try to make it as coherent as possible. If we're talking about what the deck aims to do, it is to go wide, apply trample, and smash your opponent, right? So we want to be ramping. That's going to allow us to play bigger creatures than our opponent, therefore maintaining board state control. Right, and then because we have board state control, we can now lay out some of these planeswalkers behind our creatures because we have defenders, and then those planeswalkers can put up more value onto the field, whether it be trample or a plus effect of some sort. So really, let's break down what the deck does. So first of all, let's talk draw engines. The Great Henge is an absolutely amazing draw engine. We have our Garruk's Uprising, which is a very good draw engine for us as well. We have Guardian Project we talked about. This is a very, very nice draw engine. We have, if I can find it, Garruk's Harbinger. This is another form of a draw engine for us. The first Iroan Games is a draw engine. Llanowar Visionary, not an engine, but a cantrip in which it will replace itself with a draw, which is really, really nice as well. So you can see that there is a few different ways to draw cards within the deck. Card advantage obviously is how you win a lot of your games within Magic the Gathering Arena. So be sure to always be trying to keep card advantage over your opponent. Let's talk removal now, since we've talked card draw. There's not a ton of it. Again, we have Primal Might, target creature you control gains +X/+X, and then fights up to one target we don't control. That's really nice. Kraul Harpooner can take down a flyer, which is pretty cool, right? Return to nature, artifact or enchantments removal. Some artifacts and enchantments are creatures, so it's not always non-creature permanent. Sometimes you can get creatures with those as well. A Voracious Hydra, it can attack or fight a target creature we don't control when it enters the battlefield, which is quite nice, right? Vivian, I don't believe allows us to fight at all. But the bigger Vivian, Arcbow Ranger, actually does. -3, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. So that's quite nice as well, right? You know, removal through Gemrazor's mutate ability. Again, artifact or enchantment. Could be creature, could be non-land permanent. Like, you know, just the standard artifact or enchantment. And then, you know, I think that is basically all of our removal. So there's not a ton of it, but there is enough to kind of limp us through the matches. So we've talked about the draw engines, we've talked about the removal. Maybe let's try to touch on the ramp a little bit, because there's not really a lot of it. And I think we're running Paradise Druid. Yeah, here we go. Paradise Druid is one of our only forms of ramp. Another is Arcane Signet, right? So it's pretty cool to be able to get those going. Llanowar Visionary is also another form of ramp for us, which is quite nice. And then, of course, the Great Henge adds the mana as well. And we should be trying to get to our Nissa, which is the ultimate form of ramp. And once we have her in play, we should be able to easily empty our hand into the battlefield. So, again, there's not a ton of ramp. There's a similar amount of ramp as there is removal. If you wanted more ramp, you could bring in, what's it called, right? The Great Horn, which I think we might have. And no, that's Garruk's Great Horn. I'm talking the Mutate Great Horn. For some reason, it's not here, but you could definitely incorporate it into the deck. We're going to talk about alternative builds as well. Maybe Sterix and more Mutate could go into the deck. But really, I think I just laced the Gemrazor in there for the artifact removal. And we don't have the ramp through the Great Horn, but it is an option if you're struggling with land, right? The Iroan Games, I don't know if we mentioned this, as being both a ramp engine through the gold token and a draw engine through the 4 or greater draw 2 cards option as well. I think I missed out on that. Survivability, right? We talked about draw engine, we talked about removal, we talked about ramp. Let's discuss survivability. There's not a lot. There's even less. Shadow Spear, right? This is going to give us +1/+1 and lifelink. That lifelink is going to help us immensely. You're going to put that on a big baddie. He can attack, he can defend. He's going to keep you alive if we get Shadow Spear lifelink on him. The Great Henge, we're going to gain 2 life as well off this, which is quite nice. I really think that's it for survivability. There's really not a lot. Like literally 0. Scavenging Ooze could be noted as survivability. We're exiling creatures, gaining 1 life for each creature that way. So very few opportunities for life gain. So you want to be sure to be playing that aggressive role and making your opponent defend. So now that we've talked about everything, you know, most of the creatures are going to revolve around +1/+1 counters. So there is some synergy within your creature base, like the Scourger, Yorvo, and then the Recluse as well with the counters, the Hydra, Barkhide Troll has them, the Ooze is going to collect them, right? The Hornbeetle gets them as well. You know, the Gemraiser can mutate onto something and keep the counters, which is pretty cool. The Iroan Games is going to put counters on stuff. Vivian puts counters on them, which is pretty great. So there is a lot of ways to put counters on your creatures here. And then we're going to really make use of those by making our creatures bigger and badder, synergizing with our Scourge so they keep adding on there. The Great Henge adds counters as well. So it's helping our already big creatures become bigger. And then again, we've got things that will enable, trample, like Vivian, like Garruk, +3/+3 trample, 2 counters on something, plus trample. Our Garruk's Uprising, everybody gets trample. So there's the Hydra has trample. So there's lots of ways to give all of your big baddies trample, either before or once you put +1/+1s on them. So, removal, draw engines, sustainability, big creatures with +1/+1 and trample synergies. Nail it, right? That is as good as I could ever explain a Brawl deck here. Really cool interactions. I mean, with Cavalier of Thorn, being able to bring back something from our graveyard, mutating onto a Yorvo for all of those +1/+1 counters. We have the Invigorating Surge, +1/+1 counter on something, then doubling that amount. Again, if we can get that on a Yorvo with trample, that's going to be so explosive and really surprise your opponent. So this was Garruk Unleashed Mono Green Stompy Brawl deck. I do hope you enjoyed my deck breakdown. We're live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. At 7 a.m. Mountain Standard, we switch over to Twitch. We're there 3 to 4 hours. And then again at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, we're back live on YouTube. So come check us out. I'd love to start an engaging conversation with you, right? I do thank all of our YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon financial supporters making this increased workload possible. Not only big gratitude from myself, but the rest of the community who's been soaking up all of this content. So a huge thank you from all of us at Hello Good Game. You're truly making dreams come true and boredom fade away. Do enjoy this Mono Green Brawl deck. Stick around to the end for my final thoughts. Take care. Have yourselves a great day. Opponent goes first. We have ramp and some pretty cool cards in hand. Brawl is always my favorite. Like, the variety of the matches is great. I mean, you may play the same commander, but the matches within those decks are still going to be pretty variable. Forest in play. Ramping into a nice 4-drop, whether it be our Endless Web or our Ceratops. Maybe just Endless Web. I don't know if he's going to be targeting us at all. Bazriket, interesting.
I will face this trial with courage.
He's not attacking, so he just puts tokens on it.
Petra's love is your shield.
Could take Bazzer down to 2. I don't know if that's worth it, though. There's no chance for haste with the Endless Web, so let's get that up first. And if we continue to ramp, our Ceratops can come in with haste later. Oh, he's gonna just proliferate to infinity.
Honor and courage.
Vigilance now as well.
While you still can.
Whoa.
I will guard your advance.
No blocks here. That is a big pollen druid. Whatever. I don't like it. Trying to go big. He's going bigger though. It's disheartening. Watch him have like an unbreakable formation here. Solidarity, poor man's formation. We do get the chump blocker there, which is nice. Right, he's got no trample. Wow. It is so much damage though, even with the chump blocker. Still taking like 15 damage potentially. That's incredible.
My sand
17
will
damage. What a time to be alive. Look at this guy's Brawl deck. Nice. There's no way out of this. Good game, we'll take the hit. Like a gentleman, show ourselves out. Wow. Hazard's ready to -6 easily.
Oketra, I hope you are proud of our unity.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
You are grains in a sandstorm.
Look at this damage. Woo! Minus 37. 3 lines is cool. Mono red is not cool. Oh, it's Kraul. The Heart of Kalb. I didn't even look at that. He's playing standard, boys. Cycling. The 8/8 is bigger than us, but we should be okay. We're just gonna put our Iroan games, Lovestruck, then give him trample with Vivian. Smasher is a good blocker. Let's make it bigger first. Plays from his hand, which is nice. He's got those Garruk forests. Loving it. Ooh, nice work, Billy. Garruk's Uprising for the draw. That's good. Hit for 9 here. Ouch! That is a turn of events. I dislike that. Let me tell you what. Let's play defensively. We're already down to 16. We could Embercleave the Smasher here. That would be terrifying. Or just an 8/7 Hydro with Vigilance and Trample. Hashtag value. Oh, we have plenty of draw here too, but... this is our best option.
Close your eyes, breathe, and listen to the sounds of the wild.
Nuke the
Watch
Hydra.
out, they bite.
Play defensively. We need another draw engine in play. We have 2 of them, but it's more important to get field presence. Are you serious?
This'll be fun to watch.
We could nuke him, but I don't think he just could take the damage even if it was for 15 or something. We have reach with our Ceratops, which we should have buffed up with our Vivian. Shoot. A little bit of a misplay there. We lose our reach now as well, which is really bad. No, we gain it back here, thankfully. Who's gonna nuke the Ceratops? It's just a gross position. That Maw of Flames really tipped the scales. I mean, green's good, but this thing's just crazy town. Yeah, not good.
I will not go extinct.
Buffing that shifting Ceratops was our way out. We messed that up. Wow. Does he have more removal? Are you serious? What is up with people? I'm just in shock. That could have been helpful. Do you think he's still sitting on an Embercleave? I bet he is. Good game. Holy. Alright, let's see if we can get a single win for today's video. That would be nice, right? We're getting smashed so hard. Opponent goes first, 3 land plus ramp. Alright, a little bit of protection, a little bit of interruption. / disruption. Highly tuned veto deck, I'm sure. Probably the games or the druid. Our intervention. Interesting. How are we going to deal with that veto when he hits the field? Cling to Dust. Vicious Rumors. Toss a land. Oh, we lose a Yorvo. Bummer. I'll take the trade before Veto hits the field. We can have this token survive, that'll be ideal. Ragnar, Destroyer of Woman. Or Women. That's maybe a little bit inappropriate. Let's smash him. Garruk in play.
I am predator, you are prey. Accept your fate. Dare you to stop
Smash
this?
attack. Back down to 20. Attacking, because if he removes it, you know, we're not going to get the draw cards, which he'll be inclined to remove it to, you know, not have us get those cards. Let's take our dog for a walk. Oh, the Savaging Gorger. Okay, draw 2 cards. That's deadly. Let's just keep throwing them up.
Buckle under our might.
6 mana. Right, allows this to come out for 5. Now I get to hit again for 7 damage, which is pretty impressive. It has trample, which is great. Midnight Reaper, not so bad. Knight of the Ebon Legion, that's pretty good. He can deal 1 damage to Garruk. He decides not to. We pull a beast, which is just delightful. -7 soon. Questing Beast comes in play, leaves us with 3. 4 with this. So let's throw the 1/1 out as well. And then the Lovestruck Beast, flooding the field using our gold medal from our Olympic first place. And yeah, trample, right? Put that on the 5/5 for sure. Or we put it on the death touch. Yes.
Out of our way.
We just go all in. He's got no mana to give his Knights of the Ebon Legion death touch, which is good. And unless he's got some sort of field wipe, I think we're sitting pretty. Alright, down to 6. He loses 2, we keep 2. He draws 2, loses 2 more life, down to 4. Garruk is still at 6. Massacre Girl cleans the entire field. Wow. That is not good. Does it stop there? No, it keeps going. Yeah. Well, isn't that interesting? Really wanted to get to 7. We can't. We have 5, 6. This costs 5, so we could have 7. 5, 6, 7, 8 is what we need, though. We're gonna minus.
My pack's always growing.
Play the Harbinger. This Hexproof from black should be pretty beneficial, right? If he attacks, our lanes are more likely to be open. He has the option to kill Garruk, though. Down to 3 as well, so... You know, his back's up against the wall. He needs to gain some of that life that Vito's so good at doing. No blocks. We can replay Garruk, right? Our commander, so... Not really the worst. Goodbye, sir.
I'll hunt elsewhere.
Back to the command zone, please, for 6, which we can do. No removal on our Harbinger, I hope. Okay, Merchant for 4. Back to 7. Trample from our Harbinger will give us a draw. And he has to block it or it's lethal. So we get 3 free damage in on the side, which is groovy. Down to 1. Alder Gargaroth? I think so. Finally, we get a nice string of cards. Bringing up a victory. Big old W in Brawl. No rotation proof, you know, no free to play. This is just a fun green Brawl deck I threw together. Five mana, trying to figure his way out. Priest, can't tap, it's got Summoning Sickness. Just have him enter the field. I'm sure you can remove him, but that's fine. Harbinger goes up with Trample. And due to his hexproof from black, that's going to be victory. Right? I mean, he can remove this, sure. Gaining a life there a little bit, maybe. That could help him, potentially. And then we see the double block stops 6 damage. Negative stops 3. And there is lethal. For Xaxes. Good game. We go first, 3 land. I love it. No 2-drop. Priest, that's really good. What a frightening card. Hopefully we don't have to sacrifice our cards here. Table Passage comes in tapped, so we should be okay. Hey Magic, thanks for the host, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Thank you for this amazing game. Let's just get that long-term value going on. Pick the draw. Oh my lord. Let's trample in. Down to 20, that's a good start. He's got 3 land. Hopefully he's locked on land, right? Bricking, whatever the kids are saying these days. Okay, this isn't ideal. Neither is this. So sack option 3 priest is open. Plus he plays the oven. Good lord. Nice. Reminder, we're in Brawl, in which the Cauldron Familiar is not banned. He taps it with an attack. I'm totally okay with that. Gem Razor on the oven is probably our go-to. We still have 23. Let's instant speed. Well, shoot, that kind of sucks. Let's just take our draw, keep ramping. Invigorating Surge, okay. Getting a little hotter. So he can't chump block the Lovestruck Beast because of the trample effect. I mean, he could have done it, but the damage still would have went through unmitigated. Normally, you can kind of interrupt that attacking line with a chump blocker, as it's called. Declaring your blocker and then removing your defender. But trample kind of goes through that and still hits home which is nice. Alright, and now I actually don't really mind this. Like, Lovestruck Beast can't attack, still makes a great defender. Okay, so we're gonna definitely nuke that. Decline it here. Sadly, it still goes on to the Lovestruck Beast. Because Cavalier's gonna die for us to bring a permanent back. He's got removal, does he? Interesting. Okay. So let's just protect. Killing the Tithe. We still get a nice hit in. Right, down to 12. Unless he sacks something with the oven, the cat remains in the graveyard, and we're going to snipe that, if possible. Interesting. Let's insert another draw engine. Let's take our attack. Okay. Exile, so the death trigger doesn't go for us, which is a bummer.
Windy skies.
Garruk's almost wasted here.
Oh, I've got fun friends.
We need to top deck a creature to trigger these draws. Okay, cat back in play before we could get it. But he gets rid of his taker, which I don't mind. We're still at 20. Oof, really stacking up here. Sadly, we have to sack the attack. Plays as Tezza now, nice. Questing Beast for the double draw here. We should have... well, no. That's totally fine. Oh, it's an artifact, never mind. Just get rid of that, right? Only leaves us with 4, which is a bummer, but... let's top up our Vigi attacker.
Buckle under our might.
Down to 8. Down to 2 cards. Cat's non-viable. We can sack the Lovestruck Beast. Oh, we'd have to sacrifice them both. Because it doubles, correct? Or is it gone so it doesn't double? It's gone so it doesn't double. That's nice. And then he just replays it, which is annoying. And I hate it. Alright, what do we want to do here? Interesting. Engine play. What a good day. Oh yeah. Even more lands. Like we needed that. Oh lord. Let's buff up our beast again. Coming full circle here. He almost had us, but you know, we were able to power through and get the kill. He's trying to figure it out. Absolutely terrifies me. Good game. Alright. Nice win. We're coming back. It's a decent Brawl deck, I think. Going first. I mean, a pretty slow hand. We keep it? Is it worth keeping? And hopefully not top decking too many lands. Just playing into our Visionary. Right? That's 4. That's basically all we need. Poon deck Marcon. Interesting. What a lovely name. Our opponent is kind of thinking about his opening hand here, I think. Mulliganing, which is fine. Actually good for us. He's playing a Heliod, so I think this game's going to be over quite quickly. I mean, Healer Hawk. What are the chances of turn 1ing that in a Brawl deck? You know what I mean? Just stop it. We've got a little bit of reach to go on our Visionary. Yeah. This guy. This guy! Hopefully there's no land drop for his third. We could stop it immediately. Right, a little bit of reach never hurt anybody. He needs to play a Linden now before he plays his Heliod. He still goes for it. What a dick! Okay, no attacks. We need more reach. Let's take the draw. The ooze is not the worst. We could just fight. And he can't protect for 1, I guess. He doesn't have the mana for Outside of Life's Bounty yet. But it does go to 2, which is reasonable. It's just really important for us to get rid of that flyer. I guess we could have Llanowar elfed. Oh, and he... This is a Brawl match, bro! Healer Hawk, Outside of Life's Bounty, Heliod, Linden. Holy moly! This is crazy. Seven 3 can defend against it quite nicely. He has Exile? Of course he has Exile. How couldn't that fit in an opening hand, along with every perfect creature you have? Giant Killer, awesome. I swear this feels like standard match. We're playing Jank, and he's playing a highly tuned standard deck.
This is a prime day for justice.
I have no words.
I believe in you, friend.
You're indestructible creature, indestructible. Makes sense. Give it vigilance though. I'm not even... You guys feel like you play a lot of Brawl matches where your opponent drops absolutely perfectly on you? Like this, like you're playing a standard match basically? Incredible stuff here. Crazy, 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 crazy. Mono green Brawl deck! Representing kind of half-ass. Maybe not the greatest. It works though. It's not bad. We got some wins at the end, and I think Brawl's one of those things where people are either having fun, you know, trying new things, original ideas, or they're like, I got a top-ranked Brawl deck and I'm flexing. Which is fine, but I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing Helioid, Kinan, Bonder, Prodigy, right? So let me know if you're frustrated with certain Brawl commanders in the comments below. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on Brawl in general. Upgrade guides, general deck list. You could change it into more of a mutate Sterix style deck, but I just want it to be a big green stompy trample +1/+1 deck here for you guys. If you're interested in any other Brawl decks, we do deck requests for our supporters on Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube as well. So you just have to join that. You get access to a whole bunch of other goodies as well. So, you know, big shout out to all of you guys. You know who you are. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. We're back, you know, like I said earlier, 6 a.m. on YouTube, Mountain Standard, 7 a.m. Mountain Standard on Twitch, and then again at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard back again on YouTube in the Discord all day as well. Links for everything is in the description below. Thank you for your time and attention. Salute. Take care. Go have yourselves a great day. Peace.
Nice.